Does your child constantly say, "Watch this," or "Look at me"? Are you feeling overwhelmed by their need for attention? Today, we'll uncover 3 hidden reasons behind your child's attention-seeking behavior, transforming your understanding from frustration to fascination. Let's begin with 3 reasons why your child needs so much attention. The foundation of your child's attention-seeking behavior actually begins in infancy and is deeply rooted in something called attachment theory. Attachment theory explains how babies form emotional bonds with caregivers. The pioneering work of psychiatrist John Bowlby in the 1960s to 1980s identified this process of attachment. The primary way that babies form a secure attachment is through warm and responsive caregiving. So, for example, when your baby smiles at you, you smile back. And when your baby cries because they're hungry, you feed them. So you're showing them warmth and you're being responsive to their need. Psychologist Mary Ainsworth later expanded on attachment theory by developing a procedure to test the parent-child bond and determine whether an infant is securely attached to a parent. That is, do they have a healthy, strong attachment bond? There are 2 notable signs of a secure attachment bond. First, when a mother leaves her infant in a room with a stranger, the infant plays less and becomes visibly upset. Second, when the mother returns to the room, the infant is easily soothed by her. This is important because research consistently shows that early attachment affects later development, with securely attached children showing increased persistence and self-reliance, as well as being rated as more friendly and better leaders in social situations. So how does this relate to your child who is no longer an infant? As children grow, physical needs decrease, but emotional needs remain strong. Attention seeking is actually connection seeking. So rather than frequent diaper changes and feeding, you show your child that warmth and responsiveness that is necessary for that secure attachment bond by sharing in their daily accomplishments. Research shows securely attached children feel confident to explore independently. So as much as this attention-seeking behavior may make you feel like your child is overly needy, it's actually serving to strengthen their inner sense of self and boost their ability to slowly become more and more independent. Understanding that attention-seeking behavior is rooted in healthy attachment can help us respond more patiently when our children seem demanding. Have you noticed certain situations where your child seeks more attention than others? Share in the comments below. Now let's look at another fascinating factor that influences attention-seeking behavior. Did you know that some children naturally need more attention than others? This variation can be explained through personality psychology. In the field of personality psychology, one theory has become dominant, with studies across numerous cultures finding the same 5 common personality traits called the Big 5. In psychology, we use the acronym OCEAN to describe those Big 5 traits. They are openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Today, we're going to focus on extroversion, and it's really a dimension that goes from extroversion to introversion. It's a range that goes from one extreme to the other. Most people will fall somewhere in between those ranges. Very rarely are people at the very far edges of the extremes. Introverted children can be very skilled socializers, but they tend to seek out social situations less frequently, perhaps tiring of busy social situations sooner and enjoying more quiet, solitary time between social events. Introverted children may seek out attention less than extroverted children. Extroverted children, in contrast, naturally seek more social interactions and attention, as though it charges their internal battery. Neither personality trait is better, and they both have strengths. Understanding your child's personality helps to set realistic expectations. So take a moment to think about your child. Do they tend to really seek out a lot of social experiences? Do they thrive when they're amongst groups, playing with friends? Or do they enjoy those sometimes, but they also really enjoy some solitary time? And maybe they feel drained between social interactions. They might even ask for longer breaks between playdates with friends. When we understand our child's personality type, we can better meet their attention needs while respecting their natural tendencies. Now on to step number 3 of why kids need so much attention. There's one more crucial piece to this puzzle on why kids need so much attention: young children's unique way of thinking about the world. The famous developmental psychologist Jean Piaget developed a theory of cognitive development and outlined the increasingly complex levels of thinking that children are capable of as they mature. He explains a concept called egocentrism, which is present in all young children. Until about the age of 7, children struggle to see other people's perspectives. My favorite example of this is a group of kids might be watching TV and one sits directly in front of another, blocking their view of the television. This egocentrism makes it hard for children to understand why parents can't always watch and look at what they're doing and constantly provide attention and feedback. It's challenging for young children to comprehend that you have your own perspective, your own goals, your own timeline, your own needs separate from theirs, because they are very egocentric or self-focused in their thinking. And this is naturally how they are. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your child. They will grow out of this. It just takes a certain amount of maturation, and that comes naturally with age. But until that point, when they ask you to watch this for the 5th time that minute, they don't fully understand how demanding that is, how overwhelming that feels to you, and how infuriating that constant source of stress may be to you. As children age, they're faced with additional challenges in their cognitive development. Despite having the ability to understand the perspective of others, the frontal lobe in their brain is not yet fully developed, which means they have less ability to control their actions, to inhibit their behavior. So even though they know that it can be irritating, they often can't help themselves but badger for parents' attention. By understanding that a child's need for attention is both normal and necessary for healthy development, parents often find it much easier to tolerate their frequent requests. Does this mean that you have to indulge your child's every request for attention? Absolutely not. Balance is key. As parents, we need to validate our children's need for attention while teaching independence, gently guiding them on their developmental journey. That's why my next video shares specific strategies for building your child's independence while maintaining that crucial connection. Keep up the good work on your amazing parenting journey.